Dear softball, you have been such an impact on my life. I have been with you since I first picked you up when I was 4 years old. I have been through so much with you and learned so many lessons. You have made me learn how to get up when I fall, and you have been my getaway for so long. This game has seen me at my best and at my worst. It has seen every celebration, slump, injury, win, and loss. But I wouldn't trade that for anything. The life you have given me has been so fun. It has given me many opportunities and experiences most people dream of reaching. At times you have been my enemy, but in all honesty, you have been my greatest blessing. All of the hotel stays in different parks I played at with travel softball teams, along with the sisters I grew up to play with on the high school field with, are memories and experiences I will always keep close. The girls I am playing with now will always hold a special place in my heart. We have all been brought together to experience what the college game is, and I will forever be thankful for that. In the last 2 years, we have made a lot of memories on the field, in the dorm, and just being together. My parents, among others, have been my biggest supporters. They have helped me overcome the obstacles you have given me, driven me to so many games, practices, and tournaments, and even gotten me in the yard to practice my hitting. My dad has helped me grow so much in the game. He coached me from when I started to right before college. If he wasn't sure how to help, he would watch YouTube or talk to other coaches. He has always strived for my greatness and has truly taught me the drive and work ethic that I hold. My mother was always there with any drinks or snacks I needed. She always made sure my hair was fixed and that I strived for 110% in any game. Thank you both for being my biggest fans. My coaches, past and present, have always believed in me. They carry confidence for me that I may not always be in touch with some days. They have seen me overcome rough patches and grow. Some of the biggest life lessons that I have learned came from them. I have never truly been able to thank them for that. Without softball, I would not be the woman I am today. I hold my head high up on my shoulders because of you. You have given me knowledge and growth not only about the game but life as well. Because of you, I have reached many goals and succeeded many of my dreams. You have been with me for a long time. Now that life is soon coming to an end, as I set the softball down for the last time, I will hang up my cleats, clean out my locker, and start a new chapter of a different life. I just hope that this life will reach the standards that you have set.
Dear softball, when I look back at my true core memories, you seem to find a way to be a part of them. From birthdays and breakups, whether it be mine or someone else's, to some experiences that only the ones that were there could understand. Although me and you have been through quite a lot, I do not think I could say I wish things were different. I can say when I first met you, I honestly would have never guessed I'd still be on the field right now. I always knew God had something in store for me in my future, but when all the girls I knew grew out of softball, I was not very sure I wanted to play. Middle school came, and I seemed to be one of the few girls that really loved it. The sweat and constant activity bus rides. Most of my friends did dance or cheer or volleyball, and it used to bother me that I never really loved anything quite like you. Now I know why, and I've never once regretted my decision. Even when big events came and I had to miss out because of you, softball, you've taught me that you are much more than the fear of missing out. But missing out on you always left me feeling meaningless. COVID changed all of us, but being a high school senior in the midst of what was the scariest year ever was extremely painful. My fear of missing out was all over the board. I was dressed for prom when it got canceled, and all of my other great senior memories I lost. Most of all, my senior season was canned. At the time, I set my heartbreak on the back burner and waited. I came to the river full of expectations. Though COVID was still rampant, I got to be on the field. I had a new team, new coach, and new uniform, but all was the same. Coming to this school and being a part of this program made up for every single second I lost. I was blessed enough to play at this level, but this school and atmosphere was something I'd never experienced. Pearl River gave me lifelong friends and taught me so much. A while back, my team as a whole was asked why we do what we do, why we wake up at the crack of dawn for the fit test, or why we stay at the field so late on Saturdays when we could be with friends making memories. This question used to scare me so much. I could never think of not playing softball or at least not being around it anymore. For some of us, we don't get this opportunity, maybe not healthy enough or not fortunate enough. For others, they get to get paid to do what they love until they grow old and can't do it anymore. I'm incredibly grateful for each of my current coaches, past coaches, and teammates for believing in me, but more importantly, my parents and family for trusting me with the investment to play this until I can't anymore. I'm beyond blessed to play at the next level after this respected program, and I won't take any day for granted, knowing that one day it will all be over, and I'll be a mom, a wife, or whatever I want to be, just not a catcher. My answer why to why I do this will never change, to make that little girl in me live her dream for as long as I can.
Dear Softball, as I sit here writing this letter and reflect on everything you have given and instilled in me, I have so much to be thankful for. Over these past 14 years, you have given me countless life lessons, friendships, and memories that I will hang on to forever. You have proved to me that nothing is handed to you, and you must work hard for the things you want in life. Whether it was an early morning practice or being pushed in the weight room, you showed me devotion and accountability. You taught me how to fight through adversity, mentally and physically, and you held me to a standard to give my best in every situation. From the highest of highs to the lowest of lows, you gave me an outlet that I could always depend on. Ultimately, you showed me what it means to fight for something bigger than myself. Because of you, I quickly learned to want the success of my teammates just as much as I want my own success. I owe you a huge thank you for giving me teammates that turned into sisters. I am so blessed to have been surrounded by amazing people and been a part of something so special. Some of my favorite memories were made at the field, in the dorm, or in a hotel room somewhere. One thing I will miss the most about this sport is the late night talks and hysterical laughs with some of my best friends. Most importantly, you allow myself and my teammates to glorify and honor Christ through every high and low of this sport. Softball is so much more than just a game to me, and I pray that every action I took and word I spoke reflected Christ in my life. I can only hope that I positively impacted someone's life for a bigger purpose than myself. Last but definitely not least, you showed me the unwavering love and support that my parents and family have for me. Whether it was rec ball, travel ball, high school, or now college, they traveled countless miles, making it a priority to come to all of my games or events. They carried me to and from every practice growing up and spent so much time and money pouring into me in this sport. Win or lose, they have always been my biggest supporters. I can't thank them enough for that, and I love them beyond words. I am also grateful for every coach that has believed in me and held me to a standard to better myself not only as a player but as a person as well. Although my days of being a softball player are soon coming to an end, I will forever cling to the life lessons, friendships, and memories that I have been blessed with. I can't thank you enough, softball, for giving a 7-year-old little girl so much more than just a sport to play.
Dear Softball, to say our relationship has been similar to that of a love story would be a stretch. However, my 14 years spent playing softball have had certain tragedies and a passion that parallels to that of a chaotic love story. For most of my career, I viewed softball as just a game. Little did I know, softball would be the sport that would break me, put me back together, and grow me into the person that I have become. It is never easy to accept that we have flaws. Tragically, softball has exposed my flaws. My selfish intent was silenced by a growing desire to want my teammates to succeed more than I wanted myself to succeed. This was softball breaking me by showing me that this sport is more than just a game. It has exposed my failures daily, and it is a beautiful reminder that growth is behind every exposed flaw. Every late night practice, nearly impossible workout, and jam-packed schedule would be used as a vessel to build a better version of myself that I never thought would be possible. With that being said, softball has taught me many valuable lessons that I would only learn through growing pains. I can't begin to thank softball enough for the growing seasons, the teammates that have turned into lifetime friends, the passion it has given me, and the drive to be the best in whatever I commit myself to. I owe it to the little girl that picked up a ball for the first time and fell in love with this game to give it my all. So softball, thank you for giving me the opportunity to create the best version of myself. Because of you, I have achieved more than I could ever imagine. I am eternally grateful to have had the opportunity to see the game as way more than just a game. Thank you, Lord, for giving me the ability to play and love this game.
Dear Softball, you've been a part of my life for just about as long as I can remember, and thinking about these days coming to an end is bittersweet. Although I won't be playing anymore, I'm extremely grateful for the opportunities and friends you've given me and the memories and lessons you've taught me throughout the years. The coaches and teammates that you have gave me have made me the person and player that I am today. Without you, I would have never met most of my closest friends, and for that, I can't thank you enough. You've given me so many opportunities that I would have never thought were possible. You've pushed me to be the best version of myself, spiritually, mentally, and physically. You've shown me that I'm capable of so much more than I ever would have dreamed. You've shown me to never take anything for granted. You've always been there for me when I wanted you or needed you to be, and even those times I didn't. I want to give a special thank you to my parents for supporting me in everything I've ever done. I will never be able to repay you for the amount of time, money, tears, and prayers you've given up just for me. To my family, thank you for keeping up with me throughout the years and for the endless words of encouragement and support. To my teammates, thank y'all for always being there to pick me up on the hard days and a constant reminder of what the game is really about. To my Pearl River family, thank you. To my Pearl River family, thank you for being my favorite place and people to be with for the past 2 years. I've never felt so loved and welcomed than I have in my time here. This has truly been the best 2 years of my life. As I've played over the years, I've seen God work in many ways, from answered prayers to restoring the love for the game to that stubborn little girl who thought she didn't want it anymore. I thank God every day for giving me the opportunity that so little of us get to have. As the long bus rides and late night practices come to an end, I pray that I have impacted some of my peers just as this amazing game has impacted me. Love always, Peely.
Dear softball, you have been a part of my life since I was a little girl and have taught me many lessons in life. You have given me many friends throughout my career, and some of them will forever be my best friends. I thank you for all of the unforgettable memories and relationships you have brought to me. One of the things I am most thankful for is the time I was able to spend with my dad throughout the years of softball. From T-ball until my senior year of high school, my dad was always my coach and taught me most of the things about the sport. Mom and Dad, I thank you for always believing in me and being my biggest fans. Thank you for the countless road trips and always making sure I've had everything I need to allow me to be where I am today. Pearl River Softball has given me the most. This program has given me the opportunity to play at the next level with a group of girls that will forever hold a special place in my heart. 2 years may not seem like a long time, but being here with them feels like I have known them my whole life. You form a relationship like family, and the memories will hold a special place in my heart. Softball, you have given me so much to be grateful for. I will always love you.
PRCC has truly been a blessing to me, and I wouldn't have wanted to spend my college years anywhere else. I was welcomed into this family and has been in this family ever since. Each year, this team has gotten better and better. This group of girls is very special, and I'm going to miss them. Wouldn't want to play anywhere else or with no one else. To my dad, I just want to say thank you. I understand you have to work and can't make most of my games, but you'll text and say good job, Noodles. And finally, my best friend, my biggest fan, my whole world, my mother. I'm at loss of words when it comes down to you. There is no way I can express my love and thoughts into one saying. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for making sacrifices for me. Thank you for videoing all of my moments. Even when I'm having a bad game, you will never stop believing in me and still keep recording. Then boom, I hit a homer or a double or a triple. You have always told me work hard and keep believing in myself, keep my head up and trust the process, not go hit off the tee. I know you have sacrificed so much for me, missing work to come to my games, always making sure you're there in my games to cheer me on. I couldn't imagine looking in the stands and you're not there cheering me on, or when I look at you, you giving me the death stare because I struck out. But I promise to stay ready, because in your words, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. I love you, Mom, to the moon and back. Boom, I'm done.
Dear softball, there's so much I have to say in just a short little time I've been given to talk. When I think about what I could say to you, the only word that comes to mind is thank you. You have given that little girl who was first introduced to you her dream. The past 15 years have been nothing but memorable. I have made countless friendship memories and life lessons that will last a lifetime. Over the years, I have come to learn that this game is all about failure, but the failure isn't the main point. It's about the next step you take after you fail. You have pushed me mentally, physically, and emotionally, and because of that push, you have made me a better person. Also, you have humbled me so much. When I took you for granted, through injuries and COVID, you have taught me how to overcome adversity that is thrown at me. When I think about having to hang up my cleats forever, it's such an unreal feeling, because for as long as I can remember, you have been a part of my life. Softball, thank you for being my first love, and just know I love you too. Mom, thank you for always taking me to games, supporting me no matter what, and spending countless hours at the softball field. Because of you, I fell in love with this sport. I remember wanting to be just like you when I was little because you played softball. I will always remember #HTMFB and one day pass that on to my own children. Dad, thank you for spending time out of your day to coach me when I was a little girl. You pushed me more than most people would at my age, and because of that, I played tough. Mama and Papa, thank y'all so much for never missing a game and always supporting me. To my teammates, thank you guys for being the most fun people to be around. Y'all were there through the really hard times and the really good times, and those memories will stick with me forever. To Pearl River, thank you for giving me my lifelong friends that I will never forget and teaching me many life lessons. Cass, Hannah, Ray, Kaya, thank you for being my absolute best friends, believing in me, pushing
me in more than just the softball aspect, making me smile and loving me for who I am. Y'all will forever be my best friends. You guys mean more to me than you will ever know, and I'm so glad softball gave me you guys. To my coaches, thank you all for putting in the hours and pushing me to be the best I can be. I have not only grown as an athlete, but as a person. Number 31, Keegan Pearson signing out.
Dear softball, it's been a roller coaster of a ride these past 15 years, emotionally, physically, and mentally. I cannot put into words how big of an impact this sport has had on my life, and to hang up my cleats forever for the sport that built me is heartbreaking. Thank you for showing me that if you have heart and drive, you can have almost anything you want in this life. Through this sport, I learned that the outcome of the game does not define me as a person or even a player. My softball career did not consist of being on the field every game or even breaking any records. However, to me, that is not what softball is about. Softball is much more than hitting or fielding a ball. To me, softball is not only about building yourself as a player, but as a person. Throughout my journey of softball, I have grown closer to God, met friends that will forever be in my life, and probably in my wedding. But it has also taught me so many lessons I can take with me to the real world. Being humble, teamwork, overcoming failure and adversity, perseverance, respect, and dignity. Thank you, softball, for being my biggest teacher. I would have to say my favorite part of softball is being a role model. You never realize it, but there are always little girls watching. They are dreaming to be where you are right now and to be a part of something special. Growing up, I had countless softball athletes that I saw as role models. Watching my role models come from small towns and end up doing the most amazing things at big schools was always inspiring. Not only what they did on the field, but the way they carried themselves always impacted me as well. My only hope is that through my actions I have inspired and impacted at least one little girl to take the chance in falling in love with the game of softball. People will forget the statistics you had or the things you accomplished during your career, but they will never forget the type of person you were or how you made them feel. I thank softball for not only being my biggest motivation, but the thing that teaches me the most lessons. Thank you to my mama, daddy, and brother for being my biggest supporters in every step of this sport, including the countless injuries, early mornings and late nights, or the many superstitions. Thank you for my past and present teammates, coaches, and programs I have been a part of for making me the young woman I am today. Not only did you all make me a better teammate, but taught me how to be a better person in every aspect. Also, thank you to the unknown supporters. So this is the final goodbye to the sport that my life has revolved around. Softball, thank you for all the opportunities you have opened for me. Love always, number 27, Cassidy Bradford.
Dear softball, I honestly don't know where to begin. Realizing that by writing this letter means that my days of playing are coming to a close leaves me with such a bittersweet feeling. I know that the 5-year-old little girl that decided to try something new and pick up a ball would be so proud to see where I am today. Thank you for being my escape from the real world and the one thing that has been constant in my life. You have taught me that nothing is handed to you, so you have to steadily work for what you want to achieve. You've given me some great highs, but also humbled me with some of the lowest lows. I'm forever grateful for all of it because it has shaped me into the person I am today. You've taught me how to be tough and to have a great work ethic, all while staying motivated. You have given me friendships that will last a lifetime, and I'm so thankful for that. Most importantly, thank you to my parents that have sacrificed so much to be sure that I got to all of my lessons, practices, and games, and for the constant love and support. Also, thank you to all the coaches that have played a huge part in molding me into the player that I am today. Softball, I will forever be indebted to you. I'm so grateful for all the blessings and opportunities you have given me. You will definitely be missed. Love always, number 4, Madeline Birch.
Dear softball, this has never been just a game to me. Ever since I first dug my cleats into the dirt, I knew that I could call this field my home. Softball is more than a sport. To me, softball has been my best friend. I can always depend on the game when everything else is spiraling out of control. Softball has been a lesson. Softball has taught me that it is okay to make a mistake because it's not the mistake that defines you. It's what you do after the mistake that determines what type of player you are. Through softball, I've also learned commitment. There is no off-season when you really wish to be great at this sport. and the same thing applies to life. You have to be committed to whatever it is that you may be doing or pursuing in order to be successful. I learned how to be a competitor, not to compete with my teammates for a starting spot, not to compete with other teams for a win, but to compete with myself, because at the end of the day, I am my own competition. Softball has also taught me that there is more to life than just a game of softball. Playing this sport has brought me lifelong friends that are more like family. So many highs and lows of my life were spent on the softball field with them. I will forever cherish the moments spent with my teammates, from swimming in a pond to holding a 20-minute wall set. Softball, you have blessed me in more ways than I can count. I wouldn't be where I am today if 11-year-old Hannah didn't decide to pick up a softball. This isn't a farewell, it's just a simple thank you for making me into the person I am today.